Hello everyone and welcome back to our Forge modding tutorial series, and today we're gonna take a look at block functions and properties. First of all, we start with the properties again. For the block properties we can do again, like for the items, we can change some values. We can set, for example, the light value, so that's the light that our block emits in the world. Can set that to 10 so it glows a bit. I think it glows really bright, but you know what I mean. So we can actually set the slipperiness. That's pretty neat though. Let's set that to 1. We can set the hardness and resistance. So, for example, that's the hardness if it comes to explosions and other things. We will set that to 5, and yeah, you can, I don't know, you can just change those properties. You can set the sound type. Pretty funny things though. Sound type dot less. That's funny. Yeah, you can change those settings. You can add more settings. There are other settings like random take, variable opacity. I don't know. That's pretty much the basics. So you can set the light value, the slipperiness. So I think that's for the, how's it called? For the ice. It's for the ice. And you can set the hardness and resistance, of course, like for explosions and stuff like that. The light value, the light that it emits, and the sound that it will make if you break it. That's pretty much it for the properties. And you also have functions, so that's again the whole function table. If you press Control and space, you get the whole functions that you can override. Yeah, and there we're gonna take a deeper look at get harvest tool, which where we can define which tool you need to harvest those things. We want to have the tool type dot pickaxe, for example, or you can have a shovel or an axe, but we will take pickaxe in that. So you need a pickaxe to mine our block. You can now define a harvest level, get harvest level. I don't know if there is a this returns actually the harvest level, so that's an integer, the level which is needed to harvest our block. We'll set that to 2. I think 1 is stone mining level, second is iron, and 0 is 0, I guess. But I think that should be harvest table with a stone pickaxe, because stone pickaxe has the mining level of iron, so you can harvest iron with it. So it should be harvest level 2 if I'm not wrong, but we'll see that at the end of the video. Now we can define which item is dropped if we harvest our block, and that's done with get item dropped. That's the method that returns an item provider, which is actually just an item. There we can return our tutorial item, tutorial items dot tutorial. there we can just return that. So that's an item. So if we harvest our block now, it will return our tutorial item. We'll see that at the end of the video too. And we can define a quantity dropped. So we can define how much of those are dropped, and we get a random here, so we can use that and make random counts, for example, and we'll do that. So random next integer, and there is a method which we can pass in a bound. So this method will return an integer in the range from 0 inclusive 0 to exclusive the bound we'll set. So if you set that to 5, for example, this will return whether either 0 up to 4 items. And if we'll make that +1, this will always return, that's called a bias. So that will always return 1 or up to 5 now. If we'll set that to 2, this will go from 2 up to 6, and so on and so on. But we'll leave that to 1. So now it will go from 1 to 5 items, and we'll see that if we test that. So see you in the Minecraft. So there we are back. Now let's try that. You see, we cannot harvest our block with wood pickaxe. That doesn't work. With stone pickaxe, let's see if that works. No, it doesn't. So harvest level iron is 2. You need an iron pickaxe, and you see it drops either 1 or more than 1. For example, that this time we had luck. It dropped 5. It dropped 5 2 here. Dropped 4 in that case. And you hear the sound. It's also a glass sound. And you also see we got a slippery surface. And explosions. Nah. Okay, actually they are not that hard, to be honest. But it still drops. So yeah, let's try out how much it blows away. Well, actually pretty hard surface though. So that's pretty much it for the block functions and properties. You can always do more than I showed, but I'll only cover the basics. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next videos. Cheers!